Am I the asshole for wearing a sage green dress for a wedding? Edit. I posted the messages and a similar dress on my profile. Edit 2. It was 32 degrees Celsius in an open area. Everyone was wearing short sleeve, strapless and spaghetti strap. Edit 3. Update. Showed my parents the messages and now they're pressing charges. Last edit. Please do not send me messages asking for my pics. I am not comfortable with it, so stop. I recently attended a wedding and now the bride has been accusing me of destroying her big day. I am 17 years old, and the wedding it's from my dad's friend daughter. One of her demands was for girls to be modest, simple color and makeup. The request was okay to me because it was her event. The big day came and I wore a satin sage dress, which is beautiful, but still modest, and for the makeup it was just some shimmery eyeshadow with some transparent gloss. During the wedding, the bride's mom suddenly asked to talk to me alone, which was weird, since she should have been talking to my dad instead. She brought me to the bride's dressing room and it was awkward. The bride started to berate me for wearing the dress, saying I'm too flashy, I'm stealing her spotlight, and gave me the alternative to leave the wedding or wear a black dress who's double my size, and remove my makeup. I refused, because the outfit the bride wanted me to wear would have been too bothersome for me to be pulling the dress all the time, plus my parents would be asking about my original dress. The bride started crying, and I told my parents everything she demanded, then they got angry at her. Because of it, they said they're not going to give any wedding money to her, which led to a fight between my dad and his friend. Today the bride sent me hateful messages saying I ruined her wedding. Am I the asshole? I had to look up sage green, expecting it to be like a super flashy jewel green color. It's like old lettuce color. How can a color be more simple? I just don't see the problem. Sounds like she was just jealous that you looked nice in her proximity. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If a teenager wearing a nice dress can ruin her wedding, then she deserves it to be ruined. What an absolutely bizarre reaction from her. God knows what she was thinking. Not the asshole. The bridezilla ruined her own wedding. Not the asshole. People are getting too carried away with these ridiculous requests and rude behavior at weddings. Just one more reason why weddings suck. It's not your fault that bridezilla is insecure. My God, I hate wedding culture and bridezillas. Not the asshole op. Besides a white dress, any bride, groom who dictates what their guests can wear is an automatic ah. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my boyfriend a copy of the key to my deceased friend's place? My F27 friend of 15 years Aaron M. 30 passed away few weeks ago. He wasn't married nor had a family. I'm the one responsible for his belongings and his apartment. I keep the key with me to visit the apartment every weekend to check on it. My boyfriend noticed and asked to have a copy of the key to the apartment. I was utterly confused by his request. I asked what for, since he and Aaron weren't even that close given that he and I've been dating for 6 months. He got offended and accused me of gatekeeping Aaron's memory. I said I was sorry, but Aaron's apartment has valuable stuff that I cannot risk missing, and besides, what business could he possibly have there? He got offended and accused me of implying that he's untrustworthy and a thief. I tried to cut the argument, but he kept going on about how I hurt his feelings and showed an incredible amount of distrust towards him. He went home, but the texting kept going. He's insisting, saying if I trust, then I gotta let him have a copy of the key. Am I the asshole for not giving it to him, or am I being unreasonable paranoid? Trust your instincts. Do not give him a copy of the key and don't leave it where he can access it. This is a major red flag, and it's time to reevaluate your relationship. He's gaslighting you about your friend who died to access his things. This is not a good guy. Am I the asshole for leaving my family in squalor and going to a resort? So let's begin with this. I make decent money, but I am in no way rich. I like to take my family on vacation and have been stymied for the last couple of years. So this summer I decided to do something I thought was pretty great. I paid for my family to go to Disneyland. Not just my wife and kids, but also my Mill, my wife's brother and his wife and kids. So 10 people. I also rented a McMansion with a pool and everything. I bought all the groceries and rented a truck so I could ferry the luggage, and in case of emergency we would have a vehicle. My kids are in their teens and my nephews are a few years younger. My immediate family did not require any help with the kids. And, realistically, neither did my in-laws. So we get to the house and the problems start. The room I had picked out for my wife and I is obviously the nicest. My father-in-law and mother-in-law chose to stay in the pool house. This left 5 other bedrooms for 6 people. Bill, Sil, my 2 kids, their 2 kids. Simple, right? Not so fast. Why did I get the best room? They hadn't had some nice time alone in years. Why did my kid pick the room with the ensuite? Why did one room have a bigger TV? Why are we having to cook some meals? Why don't we just order every meal? JFC. I just went to my room and went to sleep. First day. More BS. Why do we have to wait in lines? Why don't we get the tour guide that lets us skip the lines? My wife started joining in. She said we shouldn't be cooking at the house and that it wasn't fair to her and Sil to be stuck with the cleaning. My kids always help. I do too. Brother-in-law sits on his ass though. My in-laws joined the fun at the end of the day. They didn't want to wait for the Uber. Could they take the truck and meet us back at the house? My wife said to let them. I got sick of it. I ordered everyone pizza and then while they were gorging themselves I called an Uber and went to a hotel that I am a super shiny member of. I used my points to book a suite for the next 6 days. I texted my wife and told her I would catch up with everyone in the morning at the park. She is mad that I left her to deal with those ungrateful greedy people. I'm sitting in the pool enjoying a gin and tonic and writing this because I left the park after I saw the new superhero stuff at the park. Her brother and sister-in-law are now bugging her to give up the nice room since she is alone. Now she is not on their side. Too late. So, am I the asshole for leaving them to all sort out their own stuff after I went out of my way to do something nice and they crapped all over it? Edit. I'm going to go get ready for the game. Thank you guys. You have given me a lot to think about. Yikes. Edit. My wife went beast mode. She is spending the night with me at the hotel after the game. I am back at the house tomorrow. My brother-in-law has been told if he even looks at our room he and his wife are going to a motel. In-laws were told to Uber wherever they wanted. We are still taking everyone out for one dinner but all other meals not made in the house are pay your own way. And brother-in-law is responsible for cleaning up after meals. Honestly didn't think she had that in her. Not the asshole. This is actually hilarious. You took a vacation from your entitled relative's vacation. Well, maybe you should have warned your wife and brought her along, and left the other relatives to figure things out for themselves. I can't even fathom someone sponsoring me for a free vacation like that and saying anything but, "Thank you so much. Let me get your suitcase for you, this is fantastic." Next year, tell them since the last vacation wasn't up to their standards, you're going to let them pay for this one and show you how it's done properly. Not the asshole. Your in-laws are greedy. Your wife should have shut them down right away. All it would take is her saying that they can either enjoy the trip as you intended or go home. Hopefully this is the last time you invite the ingrates anywhere. Enjoy your alone time because by the time your wife gets home she is going to be at the end of her rope too. Am I the asshole for buying my nephew a gift rather than giving his parents the money? My 33F nephew just turned 1. My Sil, Hannah, 34, and brother-in-law, Dave, 34, are dual income and doing alright. They're firmly middle class. They own a home and go on a couple vacations a year. They decided to host a big party for their first and only child's first birthday. A little background: my husband and I are kind of known for getting good birthday gifts for the nieces and nephews. They range in age from 1-13 and we know that the other 2 families struggle more financially than Hannah and Dave, who this post is about. So, we have historically always asked what their child would like and go out of our way to get them something special. I'm not talking big-ticket items like an iPad, but like, $150,200 for each gift, each year. I asked Hannah what her son, William, would like that he doesn't already have at home. She didn't answer my text. Later in the day, she sends a mass email to both sides of the family and friends who are attending William's first birthday. This was the email. "Hi friends and family. We look forward to having you at William's first birthday. Some of you are asking what you can buy for him. What he really needs is a new deck to play on in our backyard. Therefore, we ask that everyone donate funds towards that goal, rather than physical gifts. The deck will cost a total of $10,000 and we anticipate that 35 of you will be attending. Please give as you're able. William will be so excited by this addition to his outdoor space. Love, Hannah, Dave and William." So, off the bat, this request sat weird with me. I understand shifting towards experience-based gifts over physical gifts. I see the environmental argument for that and also the human element. But that's not what this was. It was a deck and I'm fairly certain Hannah and Dave can afford this deck without a fundraiser. Anyway, the part that may make me an asshole is that I decided to totally disregard the email and spent $200 on a new train table for William. I had noticed that he fell in love with the one at our house that our boys have. I justified it because he's too young to realize that his parents are cheating him out of gifts, as I see it. Hannah noticed the large box at the party among a pile of cards filled with money. She asked who brought it and my husband, her brother, said, "We did." She said, "I specifically sent an email after getting your text. Did you not read it?" Husband told her to take it up with me. Later on she told me she was really frustrated and disappointed in me because she expected we would be contributing the most to the deck, as we have more money than the other family members. I said we wanted to get something just for William. Hannah scowled and told the rest of the family that I was using her son's birthday to grandstand and make them look bad. Rest of the family is split on it. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Lol, not the asshole. This is just glorious. She expected we would be contributing the most to the deck, as we have more money. Jesus, the entitlement. Hannah scowled and told the rest of the family that I was using her son's birthday to grandstand and make them look bad. She made herself look bad by requesting that her family finance essentially an addition to her home instead of buying a 1-year-old child some toys and outfits.